And just like that, Heinz Field was no more. Today on the Huddle, we're going to talk about the new naming rights to the Pittsburgh Steelers North Shore Stadium, and what that means for the Pittsburgh Steelers and what's going to happen from here on out, given the stadium change and the length of term within the new naming rights. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We do daily segments, have weekly lives. Last night we had Devin Engel from the Here We Go show on. We had a great conversation. Please go back and watch that. We also do Q&As on Fridays, and once the season starts, we'll get more into uh, the game-based portion of the show and focus more on the game and whatnot. You don't want to miss any of that content. I'm going to Latrobe later on in the next couple of weeks to go see training camp. Going to try to get as much detailed information as I can. You don't want to miss any of that content. So with that being said, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button. I'm Daniel J. This is State of the Steelers, and welcome to the Huddle. So yesterday, the Pittsburgh Steelers announced that the new name of their home stadium will be Acrisure Stadium. The financial terms have not been released, but it's been reported that is a 15-year deal. What does that mean? So there's been a lot of talk here recently or questions recently about how long the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to continue with the stadium itself. Three River Stadium was only up, I believe, a little bit over 20 years. It's been a little bit over 20 years for Heinz Field, formerly known as Heinz Field, now known as Acrisure Stadium. So now that kind of puts that question to bed as far as where the Pittsburgh Steelers going to be acquiring or getting a new stadium. The owner has ties with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe his name is Thomas Mill. He's a minority owner for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know that Acrisure is some kind of insurance brokerage based out of Michigan. However, Thomas Toll is a minority owner for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and so it is kind of staying in home, so to speak. Now, what do I feel about the name of the stadium? I'm not sure I like it. It's kind of confusing. It's kind of hard to say. There's definitely going to have to be some type of nickname going with it. Maybe the Ac or the Shore. I'm not sure. It's going to be kind of confusing, but you know, it's a new time. You know, it's a new time for Steeler fans in general. I mean, we've lost our franchise quarterback to retirement. We've lost Kevin Colbert, our GM, to retirement. Long time in both those positions. The naming rights of our stadium is gone as well. There's so much change going on. It's starting to get a little overwhelming for myself as far as how vastly different the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be this year. And so, it's exciting. It's awesome. It's amazing. But man, it sure does feel like, where did everything go? Let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys think about the new name of the stadium, Acrisure Stadium. It's a confusing one for myself. It'll be interesting come opening game against the season opener against the New England Patriots, and it'll be the first time having the Steelers in there. I wonder what other traditions are going to be taken out. Of course, the ketchup bottles in the red zone dropping over, things of that nature are going to change. I wonder what type of gimmick they'll be able to do for the red zone. You never know. Maybe Heinz Field will pay to continue to have that red zone there. It's a possibility. There's a bunch of sponsors throughout the stadium. Once you go in there and you look around, you'll see PMC, you see UMPC, things of that nature. And it's not just one company that has their name on everything. Of course, the big name on the stadium, formerly known as Heinz Field, is going to be Acrisure Stadium now. And so I wonder what else they're going to change. They're not going to change the yellow seats because that's more, with the in touch with the city itself and one of the colors of the city. So the golden/yellow seats are going to stay. I wonder what they're going to do for the red zone. I wonder if they're going to have any gimmicks. I wonder if Renegade is going to come to an end. There's been some talks about that, recently as well. Last year I was at the Seattle Seahawks game, and that game went into overtime, and Renegade was not played in regulation. Had that game ended in regulation, it would not have been played that night. And so I know that there's been a change of the guard, so to speak, and a lot of folks have been talking about, or a lot of questions been coming about changing of the guard and changing of maybe some traditions and things of that nature. There's been some question here in the last few years that Renegade wasn't working, but I'll tell you what, it sure did work for TJ Watt last year. He went off. So I think that it's going to have to, Acrisure Stadium is definitely going to have to get, some used to, so to speak, and saying it. But I definitely look forward to seeing what type of nicknames are going to come out of it. Probably the most favorable or highly recommended nickname at this point is probably still Heinz Field. I'm sure most Yinzers and most Steelers fans of all over the place will continue to call it Heinz Field, just like the Staples Center is still called the Staples Center, even though it's now called crypto.com or cryptobank.com or something of that nature. And so, I think that Heinz is going to stick around as far as the name and the nickname and the nostalgia behind it and calling it that. As time goes on, it'll sort of fade, so to speak. And once new memories with new team come in, then at that point, I think the whole sense of it being Heinz Field will start to fade as well. But it's an interesting time. What's next to change, though? Are we going to change our uniforms? I know Benny Snell's been out there talking about it, and he posted up a uniform out there with the bridges across the chest, and that was an interesting look. I honestly don't think that the Pittsburgh Steelers should change their uniforms. I quite am fond of them, especially the color rush. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers decided to go all color rush all year. That might be, or all home games. That might be something I might be in favor of. I am truly a fan of the color rush jersey. You guys let me know what do you guys think about the new stadium, and what do you guys think about what's next to change? You want to see a uniform change, and if what? Is there a uniform out there that you guys like? Send them to me. I'll react to them and talk to them about them on the show. With that being said, guys, that's all I have for you today. Please go back and watch that live that I had with Devin Angle, the Here We Go show last night. It was an amazing conversation. It was a great time. You don't want to miss it. Please hit that like and subscribe button. With that being said, guys, peace.